Hello, Spanish learners, and welcome to another episode of Spanish Academy TV. Today, we will be talking about the difference between te quiero and te amo. Before we dive into it, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and click the notification bell. Again, like, subscribe, bell button. Easy! This way, you won't miss the best Spanish learning content on the internet. All right, let's get started. In English, we use one special four-letter word to express our strongest feelings for our one true love, as well as our family members and closest friends. Love. In fact, we can say I love you to our best friend or soulmate the exact same way we say I love French fries or I love taking naps. The word love is used for all levels of intensity, from a passing fad to the strongest bond that leads to lifetime commitments. Unlike English, Spanish has two ways to express the English version of love, and there's a huge difference between the two. You can say te quiero, or you can say te amo. But the question is, when do I use which? And how do I avoid using the wrong one at the wrong time? These two phrases are used in different ways across the vast Spanish-speaking world. If you already know some Spanish, I know what you're thinking. Doesn't quiero mean I want? Yes it does. But as a phrase, te quiero takes on a new meaning that expresses love, care, and even commitment. Let's dive in a little bit deeper in how the verbs amar and querer compare to one another. The Spanish verb that means to love is amar. The phrase te amo is a deeper and more intense declaration of love than te quiero, though it's not reserved for romantic relationships. When talking about our feelings towards another person, both amar and querer are Spanish verbs that mean to love. Still, there are certain distinctions between the two of them, depending on the situation and the people you're talking to. So how about we learn the differences between saying te amo and te quiero? We don't want to use the wrong I love you in Spanish. But before we get into it, I want to take a moment to encourage you to get a free class with us. If you are looking for a native Spanish speaker to talk to and practice your skills with, try a free trial class with one of our certified Spanish teachers today. They will answer all your questions and expose you to true Spanish. Don't miss out on this opportunity. All right, now I'm sure you're wondering when to say te quiero or te amo to someone in Spanish. Let's take a closer look at the different uses of the two verbs so you can have a better understanding. In general, it is much safer to say te quiero. Everyone will understand what you mean, and it will also sound natural. However, because querer is a common Spanish verb that often means to want, beginner Spanish students may not realize that it can also be used to express love. And they may even confuse the two separate meanings of the verb. Let's see an example of this. Ana quiere ir a Japón. It doesn't say Anna loves going to Japan. It says Anna wants to go to Japan. Do you see how that can be confusing? But don't worry too much about it. You'll quickly understand the different uses of the word querer, and you'll be using them correctly in no time. Te quiero is the most common way to say I love you in Spanish. Its literal translation is I want you, but it doesn't actually mean that. In reality, it has a much lighter connotation of love and care. Friends and relatives frequently use the phrase te quiero mucho to express their feelings of love for one another. In short, querer is the light version of amar. While te quiero expresses affection, it doesn't have a romantic or intimate connotation in the way that te amo does. Want to see some examples of te quiero? Check these out. Te quiero mucho. I love you very much. Gustavo quiere a Amelia. Gustavo loves Amelia. Quiero mucho a mis amigos. I love my friends very much. I want to point out the structure of these sentences because it is important. As I mentioned before, querer not only means to love, it also means to want. And the sentence structure changes depending on these two. Let's have a look at them. When you're using querer to talk about love, the sentence structure is subject plus querer plus a plus noun. Like in this sentence, José quiere a su perro. Now, when you're using querer to talk about wanting something, the sentence structure is subject plus querer plus noun. Like in this sentence, Amelia quiere chocolate. Easy, right? If you want to learn more about the verb querer and its conjugations, check out the blog post. Using the verb querer is best for referring to love with the following people: friends, family members, a recent relationship, a person you have feelings for. What about amar? Now that you know what te quiero means and when to use it, let's take a look at te amo. As I mentioned before, the literal translation of amar is to love. You can use this verb to express a deeper sense of affection for another person and to talk about things you love. When you use the verb amar to show affection, you're expressing a level of love that's considered the greatest and deepest love there is. You can use the word amar when talking about your partner with whom you're in love with, as well as your family members. Let's take a look at the grammatical structure you use to form sentences using the verb amar. The first one is indirect pronoun plus amar, conjugated. As a quick refresher, indirect pronouns are me, te, le, se, nos, os, les. Some examples using this structure are te amo, I love you, usted nos ama, you love us. You can even use adverbs to modify your phrases. Te amo muchísimo, I love you very much. Te amo tanto, I love you so much. If you want to know more about Spanish adverbs and how to use them, check out this blog post. The second grammatical structure you can use is person 1 plus amar conjugated plus a plus person 2. Examples of this are Pedro ama a Karen. Pedro loves Karen. Mi hermano ama a mi mamá. My brother loves my mother. I mentioned before, you can also use amar to talk about things you love. In some Latin American countries like Colombia, Mexico, Costa Rica, and Guatemala, the word amar is used to express that you like something very strongly. When you use the verb amar in this way, you drop the a that follows the verb in our previous examples. Let's see what I mean. You say, amé ese libro. I loved that book, instead of amé a ese libro. Or, Valeria ama visitar museos. Valeria loves visiting museums. Mi hermano y yo amamos ver películas. My sister and I love watching movies. In instances like these, the use of amar is informal. Since not all Spanish countries utilize amar in this informal way, it's important to know alternative ways to express your love for certain things. In countries like Spain or Argentina, it sounds a little odd to use the verb amar in such informal ways. To talk about things you love, you may use some synonyms such as encanta. Me encanta leer. I love to read. A mis amigos les encanta estudiar español. My friends love to study Spanish. Another popular synonym is adorar. Adoré esa película. I loved that movie. Carla adora a su perro. Carla loves her dog. Unlike amar, encantar and adorar do not have an affectionate tone. Instead, they express that you like something or someone a lot. So, in summary, querer is the perfect verb for all kinds of loving relationships, including friendships, marriage, and family. Both te quiero and te amo are used to say I love you, but it depends on the context. In a romantic situation, neither is likely to be misunderstood, so you can use both of them. You can also use querer and amar in non-romantic situations, like the love of siblings. Just remember that amar shows a greater and deeper affection than querer. Did you have fun? Now you can practice saying te quiero or te amo without being afraid you're saying the wrong I love you in Spanish. I have a surprise for you. We're giving you a copy of our weird and wacky Spanish stories for beginners. It has super entertaining Spanish stories for B1 and B2 level learners. Enjoy a magazine-style ebook with pictures and English to Spanish parallel text. Start reading in Spanish today. Just click here. I really hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time. Adios! I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like and be sure to subscribe to our channel for all Spanish learning updates. Hasta pronto!